I would say 7 years ago, the peak season or the high season starts October.
It's growth slowly, piece by piece.
Yeah. People would say like, oh, it's developing too fast.
Why Kamala winning from Bang Tao?
And I know many other investment companies from Bangkok that try to collaborate with many of the developers in Phuket. The culture of Thai people is very like embracing.
For importance of why people come here. What's the difference between the buyer?
That's also one of the factors I think why my developer tried to open it now.
Then it was just a village. Today
I
we
know.
are world destination, like.
Yes, it's
So,
true.
Hi everyone. Today we have another podcast, Serene podcast. I'm very happy because today my guest is my very old friend that we know many years. Sharmane German or Sharmane German Carlsson?
It's I can do Sharmane Carlsson, yeah.
Because I know you in different states, like.
I'm trying, but now I think I'm more comfortable with Sharmane Carlsson.
Yeah, awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice
to
to see you here,
Even nice
finally.
to see you. And finally, we can talk about what's going around because I believe you are really big property player in Phuket, and for so many years. And can you make a small introduction of yourself? Because, you have different projects, different businesses. Yeah. How do you see yourself right now here in Phuket?
So, hi everyone, my name is Sharmane and I've been in Phuket for 14 years already. So it's more than a decade and I've been in the property business all the time I'm here. What I like about this one is I've seen the property business grow. And I think, being like one of the longest working here, I've seen the market, how it went from up and down, how it had been from, after COVID, before COVID. And I think I did handle I did start as a sales coordinator before until I did rentals and then I'm on sales. I did sales for condominiums and started in Kamala, our dear Kamala. And then after Kamala, the developer that I've been working with, Wallaya Villas, obviously, we did move to Bang Tao. And we did a different kind of market, which is, I think, something with Wallaya Villas. I created the brand together with the developer. It was such a small company, and it was such a big dream. I would say that one. So the key thing is like we created a trend and we never followed the trend. And voila, we're here. So 7 projects after, sold out projects. I think, I never saw myself a key player in the market. I just do what I do. And I think selling lifestyle in Phuket brings you where we are.
Awesome. And at this moment, it's like what is your position in the whole company?
Right now, I'm the current sales director.
Okay, so and at this stage, what's projects you maintain
right now? I still do the Wallaya and Wallaya Villas. We currently open 3 projects. So I have 2 in Bang Tao and 1 in Kamala. All is under construction. The sales already started, so we are doing pre-sale as of the moment, and we're waiting to do our show villas. So we're gonna send invites, obviously, when we have the show villas. But the sales is coming. Pre-sale is very good, and last 2 years I did take over Andaman Asset Solutions sales and marketing department. There I have 3 projects. And as well, now I have sold out the other 2, and phase 2 is coming now, which we did clear the land and we're asking for permits. Show villas are oncoming, and the beauty of Andaman is the construction is ongoing. Okay. So right now the sales is picking up because many of the clients obviously wants constructions and ready to move in, and they don't really want to wait anymore. So I think that's the beauty of that product. And the last one I have is coming back to Kamala again, Citygate Phase 2. So we call it actually Citygate de Phuket.
Okay, sounds good. Is it somewhere close to the first phase?
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's like next door to it.
Okay.
We had, the developer had the villa, the land, like few years back, but because COVID happened and phase one was quite big, and with all the facilities, we did try to maintain first, and we open and we tried to finish. That's the biggest hurdle that we had there, is to finishing the product. And we were about to open the project when COVID happened. So it was such, it's a game thing, like five buildings that you need to open in COVID time
And maintain, yeah,
and maintain.
and
You can
occupy.
imagine how many staff that you'll be needing, But I mean, they did manage, and they took a while after COVID just to run it as a management, to do the rentals, make sure that it's everything up. And now the developer said it's time to open the phase two.
All right, all right. That sounds amazing. So, like you seen Phuket differently, like it was
Yeah.
like a village, right?
Yes.
How do you see Phuket today? Like because many people still cannot reflect what's going on for the past 5 years.
I know. It's I think we just passed the golden year. So I think we're still there right now. What I see is still people would say like, oh, it's developing too fast. But it's okay.
It's actually
It's
here.
okay.
Nothing been here, like
Yeah.
before. It was no. It's not overdevelopment. It's normal development
It's
speed.
normal development speed, I would say, and that's Phuket. You've seen Bangkok, you've seen other properties. Other areas.
Provinces.
Yeah, Phuket has its own life, I would say. Of course, when COVID happened, it's such a restart for everything. And before COVID, there was a lot of construction. Projects. It was like somewhere it's just popping, like condominiums and so on. But then when COVID came, it all went like calm, which is something nice for the island, I would say. But again, after that, it was just a boom again.
But also villas market
And
like
the
was
villas-
grows pretty
Exactly.
significant, right?
Very significant, and I think that's where I really love to. Well, I prefer selling villas. It's more on the lifestyle. I mean, the villas you can have. It's very broad. You can stay in the villa, you can live in the villa, or you can rent it out. Because there are many families that I would say that was affected with the COVID time. Hong Kong people, or not even like expats in Hong Kong, British, Americans, like many of
Lots of
Europeans.
French people.
French people, they were in Hong Kong, in Japan, or they were in Singapore, for example. And when that happened, they saw like Phuket is like a good niche. We have our own international airport. That's something good, right? Because they can just what my clients would be is like they would move their families here, go to international school, and then they can still go travel to China and everywhere, and then still come back here. And it's such an easy access to everyone. And still lifestyle.
Yeah, and also if you compare in prices in Hong Kong,
Correct.
you can afford like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartment.
You can, it's just
versus
a box, right?
yeah,
And then when you
versus
come here,
villa.
you can have a villa. And I always have this, they say to me, oh, the property market here is still affordable compared to many other countries. And compared to Bangkok, it's so different. But I think Phuket has a different kind of lifestyle that people like. It's such a good balance. And we're coming to this particular kind of people, I think including us. We would want to be in a healthy environment, we are like, we don't want the city life or
All
whatever.
the factories around
Yes.
you, right? Stuff like this.
I mean, now we have kids, and having kids around and the safety as well. I'm from the Philippines, and I think there's a lot of improvement in terms of life in the Philippines compared to here. And it's just no brainer here. You can come here, the safety compared to, like, example, France.
Yeah.
We've been traveling, like, you don't need to worry about all of that. In here, you can live your bag, your phones, and nothing's gonna happen. I think the culture of Thai people is very like embracing and very, I don't know. I feel there's a sense of protection or safety that I would for me myself, I would also want to have my kids and live here with this just peace of mind. I
Yeah.
think that's a very good thing.
I think also it's super important why people come here. But if you compare, let's say, you as a person who is doing a business in different areas, because back then, let's say, Kamala
Yeah.
was a village, right? Like, and it's growth slowly, piece by
Yeah.
piece. Like I remember time where there was no Café del Mar, because I
No.
remember on that place there was some mama noodles place called
Correct.
Fatima restaurant and stuff like this. Today you see that there is a
It's just like
Café del
all.
Mar, all of the events. Let's say this
Yeah.
year there is a like a biggest artist coming over,
Correct.
thousands of people. Like who can imagine that it will happen in Kamala?
True.
Like yeah. And even if you compare in, like I haven't been there a long time, but what I see there right now is the big players like a Tops Villa Market already there.
I know.
So
I
many
was so
people.
surprised because, like, I lived in Kamala for 8 years, and it took them another 4 years just to get the Tops and Villa Market. But having this Tops and Villa Market, of course, they did their own market research of how many people had been, staying there and living there, and I think that's a very, very good feedback to what's going to be happening in Kamala as well. And that's also one of the factors I think why my developer tried to open it now. There's not much any new developments in the area. I would know three projects, not even villas, because the land in Kamala is quite expensive for villa projects.
And footprint is quite already
Exact.
overbuilt a bit, right?
Yeah.
Like with different
There's so
local
much
developments.
restrictions.
Yeah.
And many of the lands is already uphill, and you know how difficult. I mean, my developer had been building by the hillside, and
Yeah.
I know how difficult
We
it
know this
could
pain.
be. Yeah. So that's the thing. Kamala and Bang Tao is quite different on that part because Bang Tao is flat, and you just go like there's just gonna be like from the center of Laguna, it just go forward.
Yeah.
And then we just built another area.
Plus, most of the hills around it's a green zone anyway,
Yes.
or protected land zone.
True.
That's why it's still nature. But like when people look around, like for example, of course, when you live in Phuket longer time, for you, Kamala Bang Tao is 15-minute drive. Depends of the traffic,
Yeah,
of course.
depends
of what
now.
time of the day, right? Depends of the season. It depends of the
Correct.
time of the day. But if we speak about what's the difference between the buyer, let's say, what's the price range is different. If we speak about Bang Tao, because right now Bang Tao, I believe that the price range for any villa start from 20 million plus.
Correct.
Let's call it
Right,
like
as
this,
of the
right?
moment, yeah.
As at the moment, because of land prices,
Yeah.
because of the developers increase their quality, and so on, and inflation, of course.
Yeah.
But if we speak about Kamala, why Kamala winning from Bang Tao buyers? Because like right now, I think it's a. Do you feel the competition
I
in
can
that
feel
sense?
the competition. But Kamala, you don't have much land compared to Bang Tao. Like I said, the expansion of Bang Tao, you kind of can, but of course, the land prices it's a big factor. Kamala right now, it's also it's. I think Kamala it has a different charm from what it is. Kamala is still in between Patong and Surin and Bang Tao. So many of for investment, I would say Kamala is on the top. I would because you still have the people the tourists. You still have the tourists that wants to rent nearby Patong but don't want to be in Patong.
Okay, they want to have higher lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? But
have
they
the
want to
high-
have access to the facility, right?
Exactly. And Kamala, it's such like a fisherman village that you have a different lifestyle there. It's not as busy as Bang Tao or Patong. It's like I would always say you can hibernate in Kamala if you want, really.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Kamala. Like if you want to be social, you go by the beach. You go Café del Mar. If you don't want, then you be on your villa. You be on your little motorbike. You go to 7-Eleven or your little restaurant. And, it's people. I think Kamala is a mix of investment. That's why the condominiums, but also retirement. It's because I think it's such a chill environment. And I think that's why many people still prefer Kamala to be retirement. it's because it's too accessible to the beach as well. The beach there it's nice,
It's
as you know.
beautiful, yeah.
It's beautiful, and most of the people can still walk to the beach without being bothered. I've seen it every day. Many old people actually that's had been coming. We have the Trees residents up in Kamala, and I have returning clients. Some of them they're owners, some of them they just rent, and they come every year on the same period. It's just because it's the part of their lifestyle already.
Do you feel that this year peak season was moved? Not like usually it start about 15 of December, right?
Yeah,
Like about
it's
this year,
always moved,
it's
and
kind of February is like a peak season, right?
because the thing is, before, like I would say 7 years ago, the peak season or the high season starts October. But now it's in December.
Okay.
It always moved, and actually, I had a forum, Thailand forum
Yeah.
in Bangkok, and it just proves our theory. Like people, there's not really a high season anymore because many of the tourists that came here in the peak season and they see, oh, the prices are higher. It's congested with the traffic and all of that. So this year they prefer to go like after the high season, which the pricing are better, lesser people, the sun is still there. So you can see that from what they've shown us in the graphs that actually from March to May is higher traffic when it comes to tourism compared to like last few years. So I think it always moves. Depends on the how the tourists they can see it. I for me I would never like the last 2 years. I don't think there was a high or low season anymore.
Yeah.
I think people were just coming.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel
And
the
so many
same.
residents, like
Yes.
this high season, peak season, I feel a bit because for me, I believe it's happened because we live in Bang Tao, like, and we can see this kind of by the traffic, by
Correct.
the amount of people in the restaurants. When you go in the summer in some cafe and have a coffee, like
Yeah.
you see every people every day, like you see
There's
it.
more.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you see so many new people and stuff like this,
Correct.
but here's, I believe, it's a question about infrastructure as well.
Yes.
Like how is the infrastructure become to be lead magnet for clients? That's why I believe here in Bangtao is a good point that we have ported the Phuket and Boat Avenue, making like real magnet to people
To
that
people.
everyone want to be around because you have. I don't know, like I try to calculate how many restaurants we have in the area. I stop
I don't
about
even know.
200.
Yeah.
At 200, I think it's okay. It's not a good idea. It's not waste of my time because it's never end, like, and the different businesses and stuff like this. That's why I believe, like, maybe that, like you said, Kamala is mainly for people who want more peace, and maybe it's more retired people,
Yeah.
like, and here's in Bangtao right now, like, if you look at the beach land, there is was only one catch back then, so Oksana. Today, I cannot even count all of the beach clubs that we have there.
I heard about Bang Tao
Yeah.
Beach. I haven't been there for so long, but they told me like it was just like
Right now, it's about 7 or 8 beach
I
clubs,
heard about this
like
one.
including Maya, like
I know
there's-
Maya, and then they had Nomad, and I don't know what's
and
up.
so Uchi, something like this, and few more new ones, and it's going on. Plus Laguna Lounge, a new beach club as well. So that's why it's next to the Moving Peak as well. Where is the
Okay.
old Xana been there?
Been
so,
there. Okay.
So that's why it's many things is going on around.
So, yeah.
That's why I think this is more night culture. Culture is growing.
coming, I would
and
say.
Of course, since there was this EDC festival, this was it's incredible for Phuket, the way of organization.
I mean, the organization of that one,
It's
you
not
can
really
imagine,
Thai style.
right?
It's American festival.
Yeah, it is, and I think they had a huge success. I think just to handle it, from the flights, of course it brings a lot, and what I heard also is like there was a lot of Grab drivers, taxi drivers from Bangkok that came here just for that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, again, Phuket, you don't really have much. Grab drivers. Like the employment in Thailand per se is very low compared to many other places. So I think for Phuket to handle that kind of many people, I think it's incredible. And I heard they were going to do another one. So
Yeah.
let's see.
You see, sounds good.
It's
Back
good.
then, it was just a village.
I
Today, we are
know.
world destination. Like
Yes, it's
so.
true.
Yeah, what do you think about all of the whole market in Phuket if we compare everything what's going on around? Because there was a wave, if you remember, before COVID, condos was on the
On
top.
the top, right.
Like then after COVID, villas was on the top,
Yes.
and like today, for example, if you look at about 2 bedroom condo. In reality, it's a big challenge to find something lower than 10 million baht,
True.
like even in construction stage,
true.
right? Or pre-sale. So, what do you believe is the next like product range that will be,
In the
like on the top
market.
in the market, that will be that people really want it, like.
For me, I would say the villas would still be like a really good factor. It's just because I still believe that many of foreigners would love to like migrate here. I think that's really one thing. Some of them are still like buying for retirement and they're renting it out now, which is good. Or there are already people that's are ready to move here and
As far as I understand, for villas, ROI is pretty stable, right?
pretty
Like so,
stable.
it's like from five
Yeah, 5 to 7.
to seven.
I
It's
mean, it can go to 10, but
long term
in the long
rentals if we
term,
speak, right? Like,
correct.
of course, if we speak about the seasonal renting, so
It's
then
different.
yeah,
But like the seasonal you can gain higher, but there's a lot more work, and the seasonal also you kind of compete with the hotels and the condominiums. So the condominiums right now there's a few, but not much. It's not the same as before. That before there was so much, and but now it's not as much. So I think the condominiums, it can still come, but not. I don't think it would be more. I think there's gonna be a few more because also some Bangkok players would come already
they doing
start
it
coming.
right now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think they've seen how the market is. So of course, they tried to invest, and I know many other investment companies from Bangkok that try to collaborate with many of the developers in Phuket. So I think they would still try to come, but getting the permits, getting all of these, the construction period of it's longer when you do the condominiums. But I know as a developer, it's higher profit. Obviously you're not going to do it for nothing, but
You believe it's a higher profit or just bigger size of the project? It's
the
also
thing is, the people like for us, it's harder work to do the condominiums. I obviously, but it's better because like if you like for example bought this piece of land in certain area which is very in the main, right? y- I know that how costly would that be. So the most profitable to do there is a condominium, rather than villas. And also villas in that very like
you mean cost per square meter of
yeah
the land? You mean in
yeah
this sense?
yeah in
Like
that
yeah.
sense
Okay.
because the land cost is higher now.
Yeah.
Of course you need to see the cost of everything, but at the same time condominiums you can rent easily. Condominiums are smaller. You have a few. You can also have it rented daily or monthly. You have many of workers as well. And the first times that they just want nomads, digital nomads, they just want to rent a small
How many
apartments.
of them do you have around? Is it you feel this trend about digital nomads? Because what I feel is a lot of crypto people who is wanna kind of buy property or rent the property. But is they not like a digital nomads? But digital nomads still prefer Phuket or Bangkok because I believe too that Phuket is a
True. I
place.
mean, they have some Bangkok people that because they like the convenience. But at the same time, you have digital nomads that also goes to Bali, and then they're gonna compare it to Phuket.
But now we have the TV visa, which is
True.
which is Asian killer, I would
Yeah.
say, in terms of long stay visa,
Long stay
5 years,
visa, yeah.
5 years.
There are many visas that I heard, long-term visa, LTR. There are many is being proposed in by the Thai government to accommodate this kinds of tourists. So I think, but again, visas in Thailand is quite. I don't think it's difficult. It's a process,
Yeah, but
but
looks like many people just don't never done the visa in
exactly.
different countries. Like so. Comparing Thailand is very like simple in that case. Yes, of course.
Yes.
If you want to live here longer, you need to find the right structure. How
The right structure to have this one. But I think visa, but I always love to have the visa. It's also try to control how many migrants coming in and out, and I think I. It's also there's many tourists that will want to stay here, and not having visas implemented, I think is going to be such a big impact to the market. I would say so. Visas is, I think it's a good thing. It's not hard, but I think you need to have a knowledge about this one.
Okay, that's perfect. So, what can you tell us a little bit more about your new products, which is right now on the top? For example, you have condo in Kamala, right? And you have new villas also.
Okay.
Can you tell one by one? For example, we have some our viewers, right, who is listening right now and think, okay, I have. Let's play the game like this. Like if with a budget of $1 million US, if they come to you, what you can suggest them? Let's say investor and person
And
who wanna-
personal.
Yeah.
So the $1 million mark, we have those. We have those. Actually, my villas we have from 18. So I have a pre-sale right now.
In
And,
Kamala, right?
no, now is Bang Tao.
Bang Tao. Okay.
I got one at 18.5.
18.5.
Yeah. So we are doing a pre-sale. And we did start the sales already. And it's again in
Those
Pasay.
it's project called
This is Wallaya Harmony.
Harmony. Okay.
We
yeah.
have 32 units inside.
This is style of like tropical style.
This is the tropical
style. Okay.
This is a tropical style. So we kind of call it Wallaya Harmony. We did collaborate with some designers. So what we do now, the tactics of the developer is for the Wallaya, I have three, and I have three different designer
Okay.
that created all of them. So all three is all different, which
Okay.
is something, again, we created some trend not to have separate, same product in the same area. So in Bang Tao, I have Wallaya Harmony, which is the tropical looking one. There's two types. There's like the smaller type, which is a three bedroom, starting at 18.5. And then we have the super villa. Super villa would be around 48 million.
Okay.
And the super villa is around five rooms with a man cave.
Okay.
I don't
okay.
know. But there's only like five
Man
units
cave,
of
you
that.
mean office kind of, or kind of replaceable
It's all
room?
up to you what you're
Okay.
gonna do. But we call it a man cave.
Okay.
So if some
Or woman paradise.
it could also be. It depends how you're gonna look to that one.
Yeah.
So that's the harmony, and the location of that one is next to our old projects, the Element and Lux Pride.
Okay, it's here in
in
Banjo,
in
right?
Bangzhou area,
Okay,
Pasak.
okay.
So the location of that one is nice.
Okay.
And then I have Cunity, the Cunity Villas. So this one is it's a little bit dark. It's similar to the Victory, but we have A, B, C, D. So there's like 4 types.
Different types.
Different
It's
types.
located also in Chantalay, right?
It's also located in Changtalay. It's
In
actually
Bandung,
it's also in Pasak. It's by the dam, so it's a new
Okay.
one. Construction is all up. We did sold already like four villas already there. So
What's that price there right now?
the start price is 25 million.
25 million.
25.
Okay.
And it starts from 3 bedrooms. I think in the
Okay.
area, 3 bedroom is a minimum. Especially that in Pasak, how near it is to the international schools. Our tenants, renters, they all like 3 bedroom above.
Okay.
Because they have kids and they want some office space or something. So 3 bedroom is the minimum requirement most of the time. But as of the moment, I would say bigger families come. So 4 bedroom. So we're coming there. We also have 4 bedrooms to 5 bedrooms.
Okay.
So this is the Walayas.
Okay.
And then we have the Andaman assets. I have the Victory, which is in Talang. The Residence Prime, which is the phase 2 of our Residence 1. But this is like bigger with an elevator because it's a 3 floor. As you know, the pool is on the 2nd floor. People at the beginning were like very like,
So you still have wine cellar, or now there is elevator?
there's elevator.
So it means so you need to choose either to drink wine or you
Yeah.
use the elevator, right?
No, the wine room is still there. We
Yeah.
kept that one.
Ah, okay, okay.
So we
sounds
have
good.
the wine room, which is already like wow at the time. Like, why would you have a wine room? But people liked it that one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the wine room can be converted to a storage area if they really prefer
office.
that one, or an office.
Yeah, that's separate aircon, right?
Exactly. So you have a studio downstairs, and you have the elevator now, which answers what we were lacking on the first one. Because the first one, we're like, oh, there's a lot of stairs, right? So we say, okay, the next one, let's make it bigger, and we're gonna put elevator in it. And I think that now it's good for rental, because then I can cater for all ages. Doesn't matter. It's accessible now, and still with the space. You've seen the high ceiling. Now, I think for rental, phase 1 is the rental is pretty good. Location is very nice, the Bangzhou area. So now I think the phase 2 is just a matter of time before it sells out again. I had 62 units there. I'm up to 49% sold out, and like when the new showroom comes, I think it's just gonna peak again.
So we will send it to our customers and we will
Yes.
see what's the feedback. Is it any infrastructures except the units? Like is it any another like like a club or
Oh,
something?
we do have a common area. So we have a common pool. There's like a kind of club, the common space, a sales office there. So we would be having it it's part of the plan.
Is it will be somehow connected to phase 1 or it's a
We
separate?
are trying to connect it with phase 1, but we are asking from the government some permission.
Because this looks like a bridge or
Yeah,
something,
exactly.
right? So,
But we've been proposing it to have a bridge, to just a walking, so that people can do. But also in Residence Prime, all around the villa, all around the project, we have like a specific pathway. You can have a running or a walking street
okay.
just inside. I think again, it caters to the people that's like when you have dogs or you just want to walk around in safety, and then we created that pathway all around the estate.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So what's the start price there right now? Like,
So for Residence Prime, we start at 23.5.
so if you have a budget of $1 million, you can buy one.
I mean,
one,
you can buy
one villa, and plus you can buy one unit in your condo, right?
Correct.
So can you tell more about Citygate,
So
about the new project?
Citygate, the new project, it's next to Citygate 1. So we call it Citygate de Phuket. So it's around 250, 270 units. It ranged from 1 bedroom to 3 bedroom. And it's on a pre-sale stage. And right now we are accepting and more open to investors, obviously. We are still planning, and we're going to submit all the documents to the government for EIA, but the land is flat. It's next to Citygate 1. So when it comes to facilities and those, obviously it's just like you have it there already,
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, this is just we just needed to how can I say, the land, we had it like a long time, so we just want to we just want to develop more.
Yeah,
I
of
would
course.
say.
So in this case, if we speak about that these early stage buyers or investors, what is the starting price right now comparing to the market? If there's early birds,
Yeah, so-
what they can look at and,
Right now,
like the hot pie.
So the pre-sale as of the moment we have is 125,000 baht per square meter.
Okay.
And for the investors that would like to have from 3 to 4 units per se, we are up to 110,000 baht per square meter for the next 3 months.
Okay.
So yeah, And it's picking up. We got some movements. I think we sold like 6 units already from like two last week, I would say. We just opened it, and like buyers are coming
I
and
believe Kamala
investors.
is very quiet right now in general because in reality, in terms of condo, not so
Not so
many
many. Not
projects
so
yet.
many
Yeah.
projects that's coming. Really, like the developer is a local Kamala, so that's really a big good factor. I mean, he moved to Bang Tao, but his family and everything is still in Kamala. And
Remember
yeah,
your roots.
you
Yeah.
remember your roots.
Yeah. I remember.
But like, yeah, the development in Kamala is coming, but it's not like too much, I would say. So yeah, Tops Villa Market, you can imagine we
Yeah.
will live there for how long?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very good starting point this year.
Perfect, perfect. So, we will leave a link under this video with all of the products that you mentioned, right? So that's why, guys, leave your inquiry, and our team will send you all of the details. And of course, one of the most hot point usually it's a pre-sale for condos
know.
because it's a very limited offer, limited
Yes.
time. Like for every guest that come to me, like for me, it's very important the vision because we are working in the real estate development. We develop in this island. What we're doing today is affect market within some period of
Yes,
time, right? And like there's a different perspective. Most of the people look for the 1 year or 2 years. And for me, very interested. Can you imagine Phuket within 10 years? Phuket in 2035. How do you see our island, and what is your maybe dream or maybe your practical vision of the island? What you dream about and how you want to see it, how it will transform, because there's no way it will transform.
Yeah, it will not. So
Yeah.
it's Phuket Island. The way that I see it now is soon. I think in the next, I would say 5 years. There's going to be a little bit more of developments is going to happen. It's part of the development, but at the same time, I would see in the next 5 years the resale market would be booming because the island you cannot have more land. I would say that way. So it's just a matter of what's happening in, like, for example, LA or somewhere. The resale market is going to be coming. So that's the, like, how can I say this? It's the first buyers will find another product somewhere. So the resale market would be like the old people that want to acquire more in certain area, and they can see the rental market, because I would say the rental market would stabilize more. And how do I see it? I think it's just continue to develop the way it is. It's such a balance on because the Phuket or Bang Tao area is not only relying on tourism, which is I love. You have people that really want to live here. So more people, I would say, still want to try to live here and want to move here. At the same time, you still have the tourists to that would want to see it every day, or that I think it's such a tourist area. You have tourist island because of the beaches. I would say I don't know. It's such an infinite market for me.
So you believe that for the owners of the property, completed property
Yeah.
right now is the time to wait unless they are really to resale, because there is a real resale market. Now it's the market of developer.
Yes.
Soon it will be market of the owner of the property.
Owners of the
So
properties,
then
yeah.
we will be really a short period of the time, right?
Because
So
I had that in Pasak area. When we started there 5 years ago, it was nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Now look at it,
Yeah.
and the price of the land. Oh my God!
Yeah.
So this is the time also that my owners was starting to resell, and they were getting around, let's say, 50 to 70% of the
Capital
first
gain.
capital gain. And of course, they've been renting it out and all of that. So I think there was their ROI was in 5 years' time. They did manage to get it. And I think I always see that the maturity of every investment in villas is around 5 years. So
So then Then let's see how it will go in
Yes.
future. Yeah. Can you give our subscribers some special, like because like many people will see this video and they wanna get some special offer from you. Maybe
Yes.
you will give us some special conditions or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for you guys, or like right now, as we do pre-sale and we're waiting for the show villa, right? So what we try to do right now is to give you good offer of the free furniture package.
Free furniture
Yeah.
package. Awesome. Awesome. Guys, leave your inquiry and
Yes.
you will get free furniture package from Sharmane, which is value of
So it depends, different projects. It would range from 1.7 to 3 million
3
baht.
million baht.
Yeah, exactly.
3 million baht, it's a good car, right? Yeah,
Yes.
like you can save
Especially
this
if they
money.
want for investment, just get it and rent it out the way it is.
Awesome. Awesome. Charmaine, thank you so much.
Thank you
This
so
was a
much.
wonderful podcast. I'm really happy to see you here. Thank you to sharing all of the news with us.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, subscribe to our social media, and we will leave Charmaine's social media as well to make sure that you can subscribe to her. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Oleg. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.